Hello and welcome everybody, this is the Phannom Menace. This is me once again, Phannom, #gamertag.
Such a lame name!
And once again, I'm with Mr. Jolly from Phoenix Fire Gaming, aka now Jolly Good Gaming. He got
Such a lame name!
Yes, it is!
I got my channel back. You know, I can't say shit. I gave you the Phantom Menace name.
You did.
I said it as a joke. I never thought you'd actually take it.
Well, now you know never to give me anything as a joke and it may be serious.
It's like the Phantom Menace. That is perfectly dumb. And you're like, I want this. And I'm like, no!
But remember, you're the first one that left a comment on my YouTube page going, "Ha! You used the name."
I can't believe you did that.
Well, guess what? I did.
You are forever locked to my awesome.
It is totally true. It is actually thanks to you, everybody. Remember, this is Mr. Michael Jolly, or Mr. Jolly, simply. And he's actually the one that got me into podcasting. So
you and like 14 other people.
It's amazing how
I don't know what it is, but in the last couple months, like a whole handful of people have been like, "Dude, help me make a YouTube page." I'm like, I want to sleep. Just let me sleep.
There's plenty of time to sleep when you're dead, sir.
I'm going to be dead very soon.
No, it's not a problem. As long as I can use you beforehand.
Wow. As long as I teach you everything, you're good.
Exactly.
Like, here, quickly, teach me crap before I die.
Exactly.
You are such a twat.
Twats. What a great name. That's a word that we don't use enough of. Is twats.
I feel like twat is really underrepresented in the insult. Like
in America, it's underused because over in Europe and especially England,
that's basically how you say hello.
Exactly. What up, twat?
Hey, twat.
Hello,
twat.
However, one thing I don't like, even though they do use it, is the word cunt. I'm still not too fond of that word.
In Australia, that is hello.
Yeah.
Like, that is a greeting. You walk up to your mom, hey, whoa!
However, in America, we go to your mom, hey, cunt, you're probably getting your ass kicked.
You're gonna get hit really, really hard.
You know, one thing I always do admire about moms, especially especially no racism here, but black grandmas, is how they can boomerang a freaking shoe and hit your heel and make you fall. You know, and then you have Spanish grandmas to where they're just like even 10 times more accurate, and then you have your white grandmas that are just like. They just basically rat on you to your parents that your parents do the work.
Oh, dear me, I can't believe you said that horrible C word, but here, come here, have some cookies anyway.
Exactly. But thank you again for joining us. We're going to actually start off this podcast, other than talking about the word cunt and twat.
Two great words.
Two great words.
Fantastic words.
In regards to last week's podcast, a friend of mine actually asked me why we didn't bring up Jason Voorhees as a potential zombie.
And I was like, my God.
It was actually a very good point right there on why he didn't cross my mind, honestly. And, I've been thinking about it for the past few days, and I would like to pose this question to you, Mr. Jolly. Would you think of Jason Voorhees as a zombie?
You know what? No.
Why is not?
Is
it because I said no to Frankenstein being a zombie?
Yes, I desperately just want to spite you. No, I've actually been giving a lot of thought about this, and I can't believe I've given this much thought because, I genuinely don't care about any of them. Mm-hmm. But I've been thinking a lot about it, and I came to realize that a zombie is, I think, much more simpler than we were making it out to be. I think a zombie is something that feeds on a human and doesn't have much cognitive abilities. I think those are two really important points, and I'd argue Jason, dickish as he is a rather intelligent creature.
You know what? My friend Hogjaw, and not just gamer tag in case you people are wondering. Hogjaw. He actually said the same exact thing, that Jason is too intelligent to be considered a zombie.
And I would say Frankenstein is too, because he was aware of himself.
So now you're saying Frankenstein's not a zombie?
Frankenstein's not a zombie.
Oh my God, people, I finally won an argument with him.
No, you converted me, because I agree. A zombie is something that doesn't really have a concept of self. It has a concept of feed and a concept of attack.
Okay, I understand that.
Frankenstein, I think, was above that. Frankenstein actually wanted love, if I remember correctly.
Correct. He fell in love with a little girl. Okay, he made a friend with a little girl. I'll rephrase it that way.
I think he had an idea of himself. He had an idea of people around him. Whereas a zombie, I think, only has a very basic sense of that's food, that's something to attack.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to go with as well.
So
Kyle,
basically, we just scrubbed the entire last podcast.
Exactly,
it didn't happen.
Kyle, we have a saying here. I'm sorry, Jason Voorhees is not indeed a zombie. He shows signs of intelligence. I've seen him in the movies to where he will look for a weapon. And Jason X, when he was in space, he took one woman, put it into a sleeping bag, and then used that sleeping bag on a woman to beat another woman.
My favorite scene in any movie ever. Fantastic.
So therefore, if you're capable of doing that, you're not entirely a zombie. But
right.
I do appreciate you bringing that up, which now brings me to the next person, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger is, now correct me if I'm wrong, Freddy Krueger exists in people's dreams, right?
But can be brought into the real world.
So he can be brought into the real world?
Yes.
Okay.
But you are correct, he exists in the dreams. And he's, theoretically he's in his own body. So would you consider him a zombie? Because I'm going with no, because he's in his dreams.
He's also intelligent, though. He speaks. He actually can...
So we're going off of that zombies are dumb.
Right, zombies are idiots.
Alright, so that explains my brother.
when you go on Black Friday and you see people trampling people to get a PlayStation, whatever...
That's a zombie?
Those are zombies.
Okay.
They're dumb. They have a very basic need in them. If you see someone trampling someone over an eye product, any eye product, they are zombies. They have a very basic need. I need the iPhone, and I will kill anything in my way to get it.
All right.
I must feast on the leftovers and the remains of Steve Jobs. Those are zombies.
Well, today is Tuesday, October 28th, everybody, and that means in less than 3 days, or about 3 days, we have Halloween, October 31st.
Can I just say one thing about Halloween?
Sure.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Hey, we just lost half our fan base.
Gone.
Didn't even have.
Just gone.
Alright. But that is why we are talking once again about the undead, about creatures like this, because not just zombies, but Halloween in general is...
It's horror movie time.
Exactly. That's the entire month of October. I mean, it's candy corn, popcorn, chocolate out your ass, watching horror movies, gaining 15 pounds from watching all the horror movies because you're eating all this extra junk.
I was going to say, not the horror movies. It's not the horror movies that does it. It's the chocolate.
But to you, sir, what is your favorite horror movie?
No, that's hard, because I have a problem with horror movies.
Why, yeah, would you problem about newer horror movies or older ones?
Any horror movie.
What's your problem with them?
Because I go in with one expectation.
And that they scare you.
Yeah, and they don't. I'm a very emotional creature. I fell in love with the game Final Fantasy X because it made me feel things. It made me feel for these characters. I can't have that in any movie. It's really hard to achieve in a movie. And in a horror movie, I go in feeling like I should be scared, and I should be scared for myself, but I'm completely detached from all these characters, so I don't get any of that.
Okay,
To me, a horror movie is like seeing a stripper and getting a lap dance. Sure, it's fun to watch, but it's just leaving you unfulfilled.
Alright, so that's your main problem with horror movies.
Yeah.
Alright, I would have to totally disagree with you. With the newer ones, I do agree. With the newer ones, especially from 2000 and now, to 2000 to now.
Especially in 2000 now, that year was great
2000 to now is horrible for horror movies because they made it all about the blood and guts and gore about it. And it's just like, I'm sorry, there's nothing scary about a guy getting his hand cut off and then, blood squirting out of it.
Now, see... That is what I like, because it gives me something to at least look at.
But see, I'd rather have the blood oozing out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
To me, it's scarier seeing a guy's reaction, especially if it's a good one, because once again, Kristen Stewart, she has the same face no matter what.
If you cut off her hand, she looks exactly like if you're making love to her, and I think that's a problem.
It is. But I liked the older ones, like Psycho, right? Alfred Hitchcock, but when it was in black and white.
Hitchcock was the black superhero, right? Alfred Hitchcock?
Black superhero?
I'm making Will Smith joke. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That actually hurt my head.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
Yeah, of course you did, asshole.
I'm a bad person. What can I say?
You are. You're terrible.
I get that a
You're
lot.
nothing but a... Hey, didn't I give you that shirt?
No.
Anyway. Random thought!
Let's talk about shit the audience can't see.
Eventually they'll be able to see us. Ha-ha!
Oh, God, you don't want
you
that?
guys don't... Yeah, really, I don't think you fit us both on the computer screen.
It's not going to happen. Until we get the super widescreen screens, like the panoramic TVs, then
or those people like my friend Rob and once again Hogjaw to where it's like they have two monitors next to each other.
Those people are honestly the worst people on earth.
Why?
If someone creates a quote-unquote battle station with multiple monitors, they're exactly the person I never want to speak to.
Well then, sir, you're not going to like me this time next year.
Yeah, I'm never going to speak to you again.
Fine.
The second you get two monitors and you create a battle station, we're never speaking again.
Why?
I don't, there's just some, it's like when people put, their political views on a bumper sticker, but they, put 16 of those bumper stickers on their car. can't stand those people.
I hate those people too.
Just leave it alone.
Man, speaking of political views, if you think that everything's going to be fine once Barack Obama's out of the office, you have yet to realize what the actual problem is in America.
Wait. You mean the problem in America isn't the black people? I was told it was the black people.
No.
I'm sorry, Muslims.
There's no right way for me to answer that question without getting someone to yell at me, so I'm just going to shut up on that one. But back to horror movies. I think the best horror movie all times, and this is my personal favorite, and it's because of the zero to no blood regrets in this one, is actually called The Hitcher, which came out in the 80s.
The Hitcher.
It's about a serial killer who hitchhikes across America and he kills his family. But you see little to no bloodshed in the entire movie, and you're going completely off of what other people's reactions are. And if you have an active imagination and you're watching this movie, you're only being able to imagine what it is, what this guy did to these people. Like, did he disembowel them? Did he do this?
Right.
It made me scared shitless.
Now, I think, that's the kind of experience I want. But I think it's not really a problem with horror movies, probably. I think it's more of a problem with me. Like, I'm desensitized. I've seen everything awful I can possibly see on the internet. Like,
sounding?
Why? Why?
Because, I don't know.
I watch these things, and I desperately want to feel anything other than mild entertainment, and I just can't. So to me, the whole concept of a horror movie is just... my favorite horror movie is The Devil's Rejects. Which isn't, it's not scary in any way, shape, or form. It's just entertaining. Like, I like the characters more than anything else.
God, you might as well just go ahead and throw their Little Nicky with Adam Sandler in there as well as a horror movie. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Adam Sandler's accent in that movie was freaking scary, okay?
It's because of how bad it was?
Yeah,
okay.
Because it was awful.
Alright. Now, what is your favorite horror movie character? Like, your main character, like Freddy Krueger?
Captain Spaulding. It's Captain Spaulding.
I think my friend Mark is going to love you for saying that one.
I'm sorry, he's the best horror movie character in the world.
Because, Mark, if you're listening to this, I've seen your costumes as Captain Spaulding, and you are a dead-on example of him.
Oh, that is awesome. I want to see this.
I will have to show you the Facebook photos later on. My personal favorite character for horror movies, and, people are going to argue with me, is Hannibal Lecter.
Now, why? That's the question, is why.
Pure intelligence.
That is scary.
Alright, and it's because of the fact that, the movie itself, Silence of the Lambs, now remember, Hannibal Lecter has actually been portrayed by two actors. First one was Brian Cox, C-O-X, just in case anybody is, wondering why.
I don't think we should return to cock talk.
I don't think so either.
I think we should avoid that.
He was in the same movie with, the guy who played Grissom. I think his name is William Peterson. From Grissom from CSI, and it was in a movie called Manhunter back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And then, Hannibal Lecter was then reprised by Anthony Hopkins, who, in my opinion, has done a fantastic job playing Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, he's a perfect dude for that.
In Silence of the Lambs, and yes, to where, both versions of Hannibal Lecter have been scary. Mm-hmm. I think the one played by Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal Lecter played by Anthony Hopkins was a million times scarier.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the pure... Anthony Hopkins, to me, is one of the best actors because he sucks you in.
He's intense, man. Like, Anthony Hopkins is an intense... Like, you look into those eyes, and that dude's like, I can destroy you in a million different ways. I'm going to smile while I do it. And that's, to me, that's exactly why I love Captain Spaulding. Because to me, the thing that's scary, or not so scary, but unnerving about Captain Spaulding is he's just a crazy dude. Like, he's a crazy dude that I've met in my life. I've met Captain Spauldings in my life. I've met those kind of people. I'll say a vulgar joke, I might win you with some charms, I might make you laugh, but at the end of the day, I'm perfectly capable of taking your life. Because I'm crazy and I don't have any compassion for you.
Now, to refresh my memory and to refresh my memory and other people's memories, Captain Spaulding's from what movie series?
The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses.
Thank you.
Now, I lied. Captain Spaulding is not the best horror character.
Okay.
He's the second best. The only one better than Captain Spaulding is Otis. Excuse me? Otis from the same movies. Otis. The guy with the stringy hair and the beard.
I'll have to watch the movie.
Have you seen the Devil's Rejects?
Not in a while.
Okay.
House of a Thousand Corpses, I watched the ones, and that was it, because it was, not that scary to me.
Well, it's not. To me, it's not so much that it's scary. It's that these are just realistic psychopaths. Like, that's what got it. That's what really got me.
So Rob Zombie did a good job, is what you're saying?
Yeah, no, Rob Zombie did an amazing job because, like, I can see these people existing. And Hannibal Lecter technically can exist, but I think that level of intelligence is so rare that...
It's not as rare as you think it is.
I don't think there's anyone out there as smart as Hannibal Lecter.
It's not that Hannibal Lecter was super smart. It was just that, the way he had his intelligence and what it was based off was. Because, let's face it, you can be stupid as fuck, but you can be super smart in one particular subject. Like me, I suck at science. Mm-hmm. But if you give me cooking, I can pick up culinary arts with no problem whatsoever.
But no, the cool thing about him was that the cool thing about Hannibal Lecter was that he was able to manipulate your mind. Like, he understood...
He was a psychologist.
Right, he understood and could read the human psyche and knew what you would do when you would do it. He knew everything about you before you did. That was the scary thing about Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, if you're talking about that, on a level of that much...
Right.
Yeah,
that's a rare technique. Yeah. It doesn't take much intelligence to be of the level of Captain Spaulding or an Otis.
True.
Those are just crazy hillbillies. Like...
It doesn't take that much to be Leatherface either, just so you know.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Just throwing it out there. Jason Voorhees, you have to die first.
Again,
you have to be a child molester that get burned to death,
He was a child molester?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was Freddy Krueger, theoretically. It was never actually proven in the movies or anything, or in the books or anything like that. But he would molest children, and he would I believe he would even kill them.
That's scary shit.
I'm not a big Freddy Krueger fan, so I don't know as much about him as I probably should for this podcast. But I do think that the very first Nightmare on Elm Street was by far the scariest of all of them. You had I can never remember who plays Freddy Krueger. Something England or something.
I've heard the name a bajillion times. It's one of those things that won't stick.
It's the same thing with Jason Voorhees. I don't remember who plays Jason Voorhees.
Right. But the thing is, again...
The first Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Not just because it had Johnny Depp in it, but because it was like, my first real horror movie experience.
Right.
By myself. I've watched Psycho. I watched the Alien movies. And I watched those with my parents, because my parents didn't want me to get scared. I'm left alone for the first time when I'm 8 years old, and I'm seeing Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, oh, pop it in. It's like, Mommy, I can't sleep.
Yeah, as a kid, that's terrifying. But to me, those all have one thing in common. There's a very human element to that. Mm-hmm. Like, see, again, I'm just going to bring this up one last time. I promise I won't talk about it again. That's the thing that really gets me about the Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, is these are people I feel like I could hang out with. Like, these are people that, to me, seem like my group of friends. My group of friends are sick, twisted, and assholes, out in public, but there could possibly be a darker side that I would never see unless they decide to show me. That, to me, is what makes them at least good horror characters.
The chameleon effect,
right?
Where in one group they're completely normal, but by themselves, or another group they're completely psychotic.
Like, remember, Captain Spaulding ran a gas station and a sideshow little thing in his gas station, and he also sold fried chicken. Yeah. This was just a dude who, to anyone else, would look like just a character. Hey, there's this clown trying to make a little bit of money, Yeah. But the dude was actually really twisted. Like, to me, the idea of anyone on Earth could be some sick, twisted maniac is what really makes a good character.
And that gives hope for everybody out there that if you want to be a sick, twisted maniac, you can.
If you want to be your own horror thing, you can do it. All you have to do is twist in the head, and you're good to go.
I think that qualifies for half the audience.
I definitely could be a horror movie character.
You definitely look like one.
Wow, thanks.
You have the perfect face for radio, which is why we're doing podcasts.
Wow, just keep insulting me. It feels good.
I know you like it rough.
No. I need a break. Use a little loop. No, but, to me, what upsets me about horror movies is they've been relegated to jump scares. Like, that's the only scare you get out of it.
You get, like, a brief, tense, suspenseful moment, and then, out of nowhere, something happens that,
And then, it's the equivalent of a kid...
Ow, sorry, hurt myself.
Oh, poor baby. It's the equivalent of a kid who comes up behind you and goes, boo! Like, that's a jump scare, But those are fun when it's, person on person. Like, my friend Helm, his mom, I probably shaved like 15 years off her life when we were in Boy Scouts because I kept doing that. And it's like, I always felt a little bit bad afterwards, to where it's like, what if she does die 10, 15 years ahead of her time? Is it really going to be my fault? I actually kind of have that fear as well, because, I love scaring people. I love screwing with people. And, my mom's getting up there. Okay, my mom's like 60-something years old. So I'm quickly getting to the point where it's like, should I stop doing this? Because I don't think it's going to end well one of these days.
Does she have any heart problems?
I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and ask, hey, Mom, is it okay if I scare you? Because I really want to do this.
No, don't ask her that. Just say, hey, Mom, do you have any heart problems that you didn't know about? Oh, you don't? Cool, okay. Ah!
It's like, no, I worry about that. Like, because like, everyone in my life is getting older. I'm 27. I typically hang out with older people to begin with.
Yes. Thank you, asshole.
Shut up, oldie.
Oh! Get off my long, young whippersnapper.
I just tend to hang out with older people. It's like, I like to screw around with people, and at some point, I'm going to kill someone.
Nah, I'm not gonna. Nah, I wouldn't say kill. Maybe possibly stop or maim.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, that's
great.
okay.
Yeah, no,
but
that's
everything
great.
else out there, I don't think we should do.
No, I kind of want to broaden this a little bit.
Actually, before you broaden it,
okay.
I meant to do this 10 minutes ago. I would actually like to say thank you to everybody who viewed my first podcast, and to those who subscribed. I do thank you guys very much.
I like that you have been doing YouTube for like a week. I've been doing it for 3 years, and your first video got more hits than most of my videos.
It's because I ain't gonna lie. I posted that thing on Facebook nonstop. I was even thinking about getting a Twitter account and posting it on Twitter nonstop.
I saw that. I'm like, I quit YouTube. I'm done. I've been doing this for 3 goddamn years. Like,
you have to market it.
I don't market crap.
I watch your videos, so
stop doing that.
Why?
It's awkward.
Why?
I don't like when people in my life watch my videos.
Everybody in your life watches your videos. You post them on Facebook and YouTube.
I post them once. Like, I posted a first of a series on Facebook every now and then.
Exactly, and that makes... And I've subscribed to your channel, so now I get all the notifications for it.
It's creepy.
But it's cool. You actually are a good guy.
Don't lie to people like that.
I'm not lying to people. I'm lying to you.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so broaden your horizon.
So, I want to bring this into horror, because the whole theme of this is horror, right?
For Halloween or something.
I want to bring this into not only horror movies, but horror games.
Horror games.
Yeah.
The most horrific game I have played to date.
Okay.
GTA 5, because I cannot drive in that game.
It's a different kind of horror, my friend.
You can ask my friend Thorlin, once again, that's his gamer tag. And my friend Scrappy, once again, that's his namer tag.
You name drop more than people who want you to believe they know celebrities. It's amazing.
Okay, you can also ask Johnny Depp.
You can ask Charlize Theron. Is she still a thing?
Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else, but she's still a thing in my life.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
I cannot drive in that game for no matter what. No, seriously, scary video games.
Right. I think, to me, a video game allows you to actually be scared.
Well, there's that... Oh, what's that one new game that just came out? That people are saying it's
The
really
Evil
scary.
Within?
Yes.
I haven't played it yet.
I played it briefly. It was actually quite funny. I was at Walmart and I was playing it. The next thing I know, a 5-year-old was wanting to play it, so I let him play it. And I don't know if he was actually 5. I know.
Let a 5-year-old play Evil Within. Good job.
I know he was definitely under the age of 10. And the fact that we're at Walmart and they have this game up there,
that's a little weird to me.
Maybe it was Best Buy. I'm not quite sure.
It's a little weird.
Because they're both the exact same places. But next thing I know is like I walk away for like 15 minutes and come back and the game was changed out. So I'm wondering if like a manager or like an employee went over there and said, no, I don't think so.
Not worth the lawsuit. Just gonna throw that one out there.
But during the 15 minutes that I was playing it, it was more on the scary side for a video game, which I was actually very surprised about, because video games normally aren't scary to me.
See, I think, to me, they haven't been either, but I realized I've been playing the wrong games. I just recently did a Let's Play on the game Outlast.
Okay.
And have you played that game?
No. Okay,
Outlast is freaking scary. The premise is you're in this weird insane asylum thing, and you are a reporter trying to get a news scoop, right? So you've got your camera out, and the only way you can see in most places, because it's super dark, is the infrared, or the night vision on your camera. Okay. So you got your camera out, you're looking through the lens of this camera with your night vision and everything, and you're like, looking, and suddenly you're getting chased by this huge dude. Like, you're just getting chased, and you have no way to fight. You're just running for your life. So you're crawling over things, you're trying to hop into vents, you're trying to squeeze between things to get yourself away from this person and to hide.
Interesting.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
That is terrifying.
It reminds me of the game Manhunt.
I've never played Manhunt, but man, I want to.
And Manhunt was came out on the PlayStation 2.
That was a good game, from what I've heard, rather.
It was, it was a pretty cool game. It wasn't so much scary as it was exhilarating, in my opinion. Because it's like, you have all these things that you can that use to kill people. You have piano wire, you have a knife, you have a baseball bat.
If I remember correctly, you can use a bag.
You can use a bag, which that was my favorite thing to use.
Right.
It was just like, my friend Helm got me into that game, and it was was it him or was it somebody else? Anyway, it was like at first I didn't think much of the game, but that then I looked back on it, I went back and I started playing it again and again, and it's like, it's actually a very good game. It's kind of like, my feeling towards Final Fantasy VIII. I didn't really like Final Fantasy VIII, but, I go back and I play it once in a while, and it's like, I do kind of get, like, this nostalgic feeling from it, kind of almost like Final Fantasy X as well.
And you and I have talked about, you like Resident Evil 1.
I like a majority of the Resident Evil games, but I like the ones on the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, more than the other ones, because those were really scary.
I have, if you want a scary PlayStation 1 game, I have a recommendation for you.
Okay.
Silent Hill.
I have played that, no.
That is terrifying.
I have never played that game again.
It's horrifying.
No, we're stopping about that one right now.
No, we're not done yet.
Yeah, yes we are.
This whole thing's about
horror. If you hit my foot again, I'm going to hurt you again.
I'm so sorry. No.
By the way, guys, I had a realization today. I hurt my ankle yesterday. I'm walking around with a cane, and I have some knowledge on medical stuff. I'm Dr. House today.
And somewhere Hugh Laurie is weeping his eyes out. He doesn't know why, and he's probably having sex right now, which means you ruined his marriage. But he is crying.
He's married?
Hugh Laurie? I'd marry him. I would assume that dude's married.
Okay, just because he's English doesn't mean he's automatically gay.
it's a good shot.
It's a good shot.
It's a great shot.
Alright, we're going off the Stewie Griffin one right here. We're not sure if he's gay or straight, but we just know that he has a very...
Okay, there's no way in hell Stewie Griffin is straight. I'm sorry, no.
He has sexy parties with hot girls.
He has imaginary sexy parties with hot girls.
No, we've seen the hot girls in the sexy parties.
I don't know. Yeah, but did you see the Stewie from the future? When he was wearing the outfit, same outfit Doug wears?
Yeah.
Not straight. I'm sorry. No.
Doug, great movie.
Show,
whatever.
Idiot.
I knew what it was. No, they had a movie version of it.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
It was like an hour-long TV series, an hour-long show, so it was like Alright, you can stop now.
Oh. Sorry, I wanted to have fun with my life.
That's not happening. Alright.
To me...
You're stuck doing podcasts for the rest of your life, just so you know.
That's like the worst thing that could happen to me.
Well, you're going to eventually be famous once you make your video game, if you ever actually make it.
No, I don't want to be famous.
Yeah, okay.
That's the last thing in the world I want.
Alright, Nipple Spank, let's go.
What'd you just call me?
Nipple Spank.
Nipple Spank.
It was a random name that I came up with for you.
Nipple Spank.
I think you should make that your next tune's name on World of Warcraft.
No!
Why?
Because eventually I'm going to have to get on Vent, and when I'm raiding, people are going to refer to me as Nipple Spank.
They probably put that little nipple icon over you as well. Well, it's actually a circle, but I've always referred to it as nipple or condom.
Let me ask you one question about World of Warcraft before we go on.
Shit, okay.
Because I'm a healer. Is it wrong of me to put a little icon over the tank so I can find
It is the most annoying fucking thing ever for a tank to have that. So, as a tank, I say yes. But as a healer, because I have healed, I say, why aren't you using an add-on to help you heal?
Because I don't like add-ons.
You need to get heal bomb.
Nah.
Or voodoo.
See, I'm badass. I don't need that crap. I'm good on my own. I don't need your little add-ons. Made to level 63. Shut up.
Yeah, you don't need the add-ons. You have to put a fucking icon over the damn tank.
Well, it's because I can't see him in all the crazy crap because, like, my computer sucks, so...
Theoretically, no, it's not a problem.
Actually, someone
annoying as fucking hell, though.
Someone actually put one on me, and it was super annoying, so I can see how that's a problem.
You know.
Back to scary crap. But my
that is kind of scary that the healer cannot heal you in a dungeon. That's very scary as a gamer.
Pretty terrifying. Well, no, because like sometimes they won't get all the aggro, so I have to like roll over to them so that they can. I'm a monk. I can
that's right. You have the roll thing.
Which, by the way, the way tanks move now, like they'll just like before all the things are dead, they'll just move on to the next thing, and me having to keep up and not being able to heal without stopping, it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
When you get higher levels, that's gonna be a lot easier for you.
Yeah, tanks, please stop that. But no, video games like
no, I'm sorry.
To me, a video game actually allows you to feel like you're in that world and to feel like that character, and that makes any situation a billion times more scary. It's the immersion factor.
I think it's a matter of possibility. My thing though is that yes, some video games do have a very good job of sucking you into their game, into the world. But then you have some video games out there that just leave you kind of high and dry. Like I think Assassin's Creed, the series Assassin's Creed thus far, is by far one of the best series of video games out there.
No.
Why?
It's awful.
How?
It's the same crap over and over again. It's Ubisoft's frickin' template for all games.
Okay. Anyway,
That game is so boring.
but even though that I'm a Star Wars fan, the very first Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, I was not really impressed with it. I was more impressed with Star.
But this is more horror games than regular games.
Well, in horror games itself, I mean, yeah, Silent Hill scared the fucking hell out of me.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But
because suddenly you're involved in the horror. Like, if I'm watching a horror movie, right? Like, I'm watching Jason X, right? I'm not.
If you're watching Jason X, I don't want to speak to you.
You just said you just said that you were
it
talking
was the worst Jason movie ever.
But you were talking about the scene where he beats the chick with the other chick, and it was hilarious.
You know, that was funny.
See, to me,
it was more of a comedy than a horror.
Exactly. To me, horror movies are entertainment. Horror games are actually horror. Because I'm like, if I'm watching a horror movie and there's like a group of stupid little teens running around, there's a blonde chick, a white dude, like all that crap. Like, I'm not invested in their story. If someone gets suddenly killed, it's funny to me rather than scary. It's like what I expect to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I expect them to get bloody murdered.
I can definitely see that.
That's the whole point of the movie.
Okay.
If I'm watching other people and I have no stake in their lives, what do I care if they die? How am I supposed to be unnerved by this?
You know what this reminds me of? That one commercial, was it for Geico or insurance? It's an insurance commercial. It's an insurance commercial for car insurance. Where you have 4 people and they're like, "Let's go into the haunted house."
Oh God!
Why can't we just go into the running car? What are you, nuts? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Yeah. And the dude in the mask is like,
the killer, the absolute killer, is like, just looking at it, it's like, man, I thought this was going to be harder prey than this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's basically like looking at cows, right? Okay, the people in horror movies are bred to die. They exist to die.
Except if you're the main character.
Except for the one person who survives.
And you know what? I really hate to go on a limb and say this, but it has dawned on me many years ago that if you are black and you are in a white horror movie, you are the first person.
Oh, you're done. You're so done. You're so done.
I'm glad that the Wayne brothers with their scary movie series, it's kind of like done away with that.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, if you have not seen the scary movie series, they are pretty funny. They're not like rolling on the floor, holding your sides funny, but they are funny.
1, funny. 2,
I like
3, amazing. 4, crap.
That was the one with Charlie Sheen and the guy who was and they were making fun of Malibu. Was Most Wanted, right?
Which one?
Number 4, right?
No, well, no, because 3 had Charlie Sheen, and then it was making fun of Signs a lot, and it was also making fun of 8 Mile with Eminem, because Charlie Sheen's brother or whatever wanted to be a rapper. That movie was bloody hilarious.
Number 3.
3 is one of my favorite comedies.
You mentioned Signs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Signs was unnerving.
Signs was one of the better horror movies.
Signs was a good one.
I actually had a date, and the date wanted to go see that movie.
I'm calling bullshit immediately.
No. If you want me to, I can get her on.
No, I actually know some of your girlfriends. So
we had a date when we and her. It wasn't really a date. It was like 2 friends hanging out, and she wanted to see that movie. Mm-hmm. And and it's like here I am. I'm trying to be the big macho man watching this movie, and I'm actually getting scared shitless on it. And it's like and that wasn't because of Mel Gibson's acting. It wasn't that at all.
No, as scary as that wasn't the shining moment of Signs.
Shining, that was a good scary movie.
Never seen it.
You've never seen The Shining?
No.
With Jack Nicholson?
No.
You horrible man! You deserve to have your penis chopped off for that one.
I like that thing.
You're the only one, huh?
Just because it's true, don't mean it needs to be said.
No, but I think one of the greatest things about The Shining is, and you look back on it and not knowing it at the time, but with the improvisation that Jack Nicholson made in the movie on his character, like when he breaks. I mean, we all know the scene. He hacks through the door with an axe. He sticks his head in there and he goes, "Here's Johnny." That was improv.
I hate you so much.
Why?
Because I was so ready to make a stupid line for that scene. I was so ready to turn that scene into a joke, and you just rolled into it before I could. There was like no window for me to jump in there.
You want me to start over again?
No, it's done. It's done.
I think The Shining is one of the scary movies without actually having any horror effect to it. Mm-hmm. There's no rampant. Well, there is a rampant serial killer. That's Jack Nicholson. But there's like no iconic movie icon for that movie. It was just that movie and done. It wasn't based on a series.
To be fair, I don't count Jack Nicholson being a rampant serial killer as acting. If anyone in Hollywood was a serial killer, I'd believe it of him.
Yes, because he also did a very good job as playing the original Joker in Batman with Michael Keaton. He was a 10 times better Joker than, in my opinion. In my personal opinion, whereas Heath Ledger brought the...
So wrong! So wrong!
Whereas
Hold on. Since we were talking about doctors and we were talking about Cox earlier, I'm going to combine the two. Dr. Cox, if you'll excuse me. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Why?
Wrong, wrong, wrong,
Stop.
wrong.
Why are you in the tone of, like...
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Why?
Are you... Jack Nicholson was a better...
Joker
than Heath Ledger.
I was going to correct myself a little bit if you let me finish.
There's nothing you could say to atone for that.
Yes, I can.
Unless you
Jack
say, I
Nicholson
have warm
played-
apple pie right here ready for you.
I actually do in the kitchen, but that's besides the point.
Atoned. Go on.
Jack Nicholson played a much better sophisticated Joker. He wasn't really about the blood, guts, and gore. He wasn't really about scaring the shit out of people, whereas Heath Ledger's Joker was very sick and sadistic.
I don't think he was about blood, guts, and gore, though.
Well, true, but
it
was the sadisticness that really got me with his... I mean, and plus, I'm sorry, we all know this line, we all like it. Would you like to see a magic trick?
Oh my god, yes.
That was by far one of the best, things ever. And then, also with, whereas Jack Nicholson improv in The Shining, Heath Ledger improved his line in the Dark Knight, I'm sorry. To where, like when how he starts setting off all the bombs in the hospital?
Okay, go on, sorry.
And then he walks out, and then he starts fidgeting with his remote.
That was amazing.
That was him improvising.
So
that
good.
was not supposed to be there. It was supposed to be that he was supposed to get right on the bus.
So good.
It was.
So good.
It really was.
But since you brought up a date, I want to bring up a date.
Sure.
I took my ex-girlfriend to go see The Dark Knight because she was a huge Heath Ledger Joker fan.
Okay.
She's crazy, sick, sadistic, all that crap as well. When that scene came up, when he blew up the not the bangy bit, but when he actually blew up the hospital, she laughed. She went, and then she covered herself. Literally, the entire theater. Now, this was a week after release, so the theater's full. Literally, the entire theater turns around and looks at her all at once, and then slowly turns back in silence back to the screen.
I just have to say, I was so guilty of laughing at that part.
What is wrong with you people?
It was because of his reaction. Because it's like, he's, fidgeting around with it, and then he scared himself.
Yeah, so good.
That's why I laughed. I don't know why your ex-girlfriend laughed, and, quite frankly, I'm kind of scared.
She's disturbed.
Okay, well.
That's why she's an ex.
There's a good reason why that...
See, here's the thing. My policy is I only date crazy chicks because it's the only thing I can, find interesting. She was too much for me. She was too much.
Ay, caramba.
But no, I mean,
By the way, I don't only date crazy chicks. I date pretty much anyone that's willing to date me. That's a female.
Anything that'll touch me.
No, not anything, because, there's a couple of guys out there that'll touch me in this.
Anything with boobs anything with boobs that are supposed to be there that'll touch me.
Yeah, because, let's face it, moves are not attractive.
I like mine.
Well, that's fine. You can like yours all you want.
To me, actually, I would say, out of the context of Batman, the Heath Ledger Joker would be an amazing horror villain.
Yes,
because he's unpredictable and all he wants is chaos. Like, he doesn't care about blood, guts, and gore. He doesn't care about terrorizing people. He just wants
that in itself is scary.
Right,
well.
It's the chaos.
Somebody who just wants nothing but chaos.
Right.
In the words of Alfred, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Exactly. Or giant piles of money.
Like you assholes who mix M&Ms and Skittles now together.
Oh my god, that sounds delicious.
No, it is worse.
Sounds delicious.
I'm going there and no, it's bad. It's terrible. There's nothing sweet and savory about those.
I hate the word savory in food. It sounds so gross. Savory to me sounds like... I won't even say what it sounds like. I'll just say it sounds like something involving... moist...
Towelettes.
Yes, we'll say towelettes.
Because I didn't want you to go where
I didn't want to go where I was going either. It sounds gross. To me, the Joker is an amazing character because all he wants is chaos. And, how do you fight that? How do you battle that? How do you battle something that doesn't care? Well,
actually, a friend and I had this conversation many, many times, and it's just basically we came to the realization that when it comes to superheroes versus supervillains in general, if the superheroes would just fucking man the fuck up and just kill Batman could have saved millions of lives if he just simply put a bullet.
If Batman would stop being a bitch and just run over the Joker,
exactly.
It would all be over.
He had no problem, running the car, running the Batmobile into Bane. It would have been so much easier if he just did that to the Joker itself. But of course, if you do that, then you actually absolutely kill this the movie series or comic book series.
Well, to be fair, if you did that, it would have really upset people because Heath Ledger was dead for reals. So that probably would have gone badly.
I'm not talking about in the movie. In the movie, we don't. Do we ever actually find out what happens to him in the movie?
No, he just kind of gets sent to Joker jail.
Okay.
Which worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they keep doing that. Just stop.
Quite frankly, I don't know. And it's a shame, in regards to Batman itself, Batman himself is obviously not a horror, movie genre.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some really good people who have played, like Heath Ledger as the Joker. By far,
phenomenal.
Exactly, he did a phenomenal job as it. Which I think the reason why I like Jack Nicholson a lot more is simply because, it was the first time I saw the Joker in a movie,
mm-hmm.
and it was really cool in my opinion. I mean, to me, to this very day, yes, Christian Bale did a great job as Batman. I will not take anything away from him.
What are you talking about?
Don't ever do that again. All right.
I don't have to look at
And
that.
Scrappy, if you're listening to this, I know you're saying right now, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
But
I can't
but I think
understand
Michael
you.
Keaton did I think Michael Keaton did a 10 times better job. As Batman.
I think his bat nipples did a better job than he did.
That was George Clooney.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Them nips, man, that was a
I will so grant anybody on that one run away.
that whole costume choice was a weird. That to me was scarier than any horror movie.
Yeah.
Why are Batman's nipples hard?
Not even that. Why couldn't you at least put them on, at least your Silverstones?
Why sand them suckers down? You know what I'm saying?
Is it cold in here?
Can we get a belt sander in here, please? Like something, anything.
Bat shark repellent once again, people.
I love that part of the movie so much.
All right, so back to actual horror movies. What is your opinion on Candyman?
I don't know what Candyman is.
Okay.
I don't know. Sliz, I know what you're talking about. Sounds like a.
I
dude.
was watching this movie last night as I went to bed. Candyman. Oh crap! Next time, because I don't even remember fully what Candyman was, because that was actually like the first time I actually had a chance to actually watch it.
Okay.
And I passed the fuck out. From what I remember from Candyman, it was just like he had a way to hypnotize you to do what he to kill the things that to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I promise to attempt to watch it, people, before Halloween. Because I'm going to try to quote unquote try to have a podcast out for you guys on Halloween.
That would be fun because Halloween's just the best holiday in the world.
No.
I want to bring up real quickly one aspect of horror movies that I think goes super unrepresented, but are at least fun to watch. Because I've given up on the idea of horror movies being scary.
Okay.
I'm sorry, to me they're just not. Like aside from the occasional jump scare, which I don't think counts, because it's like 5-year-olds playing It's like 5-year-olds playing Boo. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't count. If you want a horror movie. And at least a creative horror movie, you have to go to YouTube. YouTube has this whole section that not a lot of people know about. There's a whole section on YouTube with free movies that people have made themselves.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about, because as a nerd, there's actually Star Wars movies up there that are fan-made.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
You keep saying that over and over again.
Everything about your world makes me sad for you and everyone in it.
Because I know this?
Because this exists, like...
I'm not the one shooting these fan-made Star Wars movies, thank you very little.
I'm pretty sure you would if you could. The thoughts cross your mind.
Oh, of course.
It's crossed your mind
I do write Star Wars fan fiction.
Oh, God!
You knew this already.
I wiped it from my brain.
Jen was helping me with this when she was
wiped
when
it
she was with
from
us.
my brain.
Anyway.
It's gone.
As he was saying, no, there is a small section on YouTube where
it's
you can
fantastic.
It's fan-made stuff, and
they're horrible.
The horror movies on there are they're good for a laugh.
Ron Jeremy was on one.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised, but the whole time, like, that really can't be Ron Jeremy. It's totally Ron Jeremy in this weird random person's horror movie on YouTube.
And he's not having sex in it at all?
No, there's no sexual anything with Ron Jeremy in that movie.
Wow.
Thank God, because that man is just gross.
I don't know.
Don't even try and defend him. He's nasty. He's hairy. He's flabby.
He's had more pussy than you ever will.
That's fine. I don't want that much. I'm we'll get into that in another day. But to me, like, the reason I love YouTube horror movies so much is because they're free. Like, not money-wise, but they're free to do what they want.
Yeah.
There's no executive standing over these guys saying, hey, it's probably not a good idea if you murder a whole bunch of chicks in a movie because, like, Tumblr's really going to super hate that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These people have done some really creative and weird and twisted things that, at least as far as a visual effect and as far as a story goes, are way, way scarier than anything I've seen in a Hollywood horror movie.
As of late, I can agree with you on that one. Yeah. It's like I said, give me horror movies in the 90s and before, and I'm happy. Anything, like Final Destination. Let's take that series for example and make fun of it.
Does that count?
Final Destination, the first one, I think does count because it is a horror movie. You're trying to outrun death.
Well,
and no matter what it gets to you. And I think that the first Final Destination was scary, but Final Destination 2 through 6 million, or however many there is, it's the same story over and over again, and it's like, come on, we gotta stop.
See, now that's what really, because Final Destination to me is so close to being a good horror movie insofar as they have a moral, they have a lesson. If you cheat death, it's going to find you anyway.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be worse than what it would have been.
Yeah.
Like, I much rather would have died in a plane crash than in, like, an engine from a car smashing into the back of my head.
Or in the case where I believe it was one to where somebody was
spoiler alert
on a respirator, and the respirator ended up getting a kink in it, so they ended up suffering by not being able to breathe. Yeah.
Like, the moral is death will eventually get you. And I think that, to me, what horror movies do well is they create this moral, and it will not even so much of a moral, but they create, like, this rule in the universe where it's like, when you're most vulnerable is when this is going to strike. Like, that's the idea of a teenager in a shower, or a teenager having sex. It's when you're the most vulnerable, when you're, naked, and there's nothing between you and death.
You just mentioned, it just dawned on me, they have never killed somebody while they're masturbating. You're pretty vulnerable when you're masturbating. You're
pretty vulnerable. And that's an idea. That's probably something you could see on YouTube. The Hollywood's never going to allow that sort of thing.
They allow sex, though.
Well, actually, no. I've seen it with women, but I've never seen a man in that scene in a movie.
Oh, a woman's masturbating.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
But
yeah.
No, but like the idea of taking you when you're the most vulnerable, anything you think is a normal everyday activity, like sex or sleeping or eating or showering, anything, they take you then, and that's when you get hit. And that to me is an amazing idea. It's an amazing concept. But what they're never able to do, and again, this is where I think all horror movies fall apart, is they can't bring it to me.
Yeah, they can't make you get
you
involved, yeah.
To me, it's just watching a bunch of teenagers boning and getting murdered. Like, to me, if I'm in that universe, I start to put together, after the third couple dies, I start to put together, hey, maybe I should become like a nun.
That once again reminds me of Jason. It's like, it's like, once again, Jason 10, it's like, they have those two women that are, part of virtual reality, that they try and track them into. It's like, they willingly go, we love having premarital sex.
Right, like
blatantly making fun of the Jason series, because that's when he normally comes and gets you, is when you're having premarital sex.
Right,
but having sex after you're married is okay.
See, if you just lived a good Christian life, everything would be fine.
Oh, fuck that. Sorry, fuck that in every way, shape, and form. A good Christian life, yeah.
I'm just saying. Like,
so with that model, why am I still fucking alive then? If I have not been living that.
Well,
Jason Voorhees, if you're real, come and kill me now.
Oh my God, I'd kill for anything. I'd give anything right now for someone to come through that door with a mask. Anyone to come through that door with a mask.
All right, you have 5 seconds. 5.
Just to give you that 1
4,
second of wait a second.
3,
did I just do what I think I just did?
2, 1. Yeah, no one's coming through.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
You know what? Actually, you know what? To me, and this may just be me, but to me, the most realistic, scary moment that I have on a semi-regular basis is that 1 second of weightlessness when you lean too far back in your chair.
Oh my God! Now wait a minute.
You don't know horror unless you've experienced that before.
No. What about when you're sleeping and you get that feeling like you're falling?
Oh my God, that's even worse.
Now,
yes.
Okay, Here is, I think this is a good place to end it right here. I have one thing to bring up with you, and I think this is a good place right here. This is another aspect of horror that's new to my life. I don't know about you. Creepypastas.
Creepy what?
Creepypastas.
Creepy what?
You've never read creepypastas.
Creepy what?
Okay, stop it.
I'm going to let you know that if I repeat the name and then I say what at the end of it, it means that no, I have not.
I caught on the third one.
Oh, third time's a charm then, huh?
Yeah, it totally is.
Right.
Okay.
Let's go nibble spank.
I want that to be like if I was ever in like the days of nights, like I want that to be my night name. Lord Nipplespank.
Lord, okay.
Lord Nipplespank.
All right, I'll put Sir Nipplespank in there.
I'll take it.
Lord yet.
Okay, so creepypastas are basically it's. Have you ever heard the term copy pasta on the internet? It's copy-paste, basically. It's just
Yeah.
a dumb way of saying copy-paste. So it's like a creepypasta is a creepy copy-paste. It's a creepy story that... It's basically like a story that people just keep sending to each other.
Okay.
And these have got to be some of the scariest things I've ever read.
Oh, okay, then yes, I have heard of those. I didn't know they had an actual name for it.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, because yes, I remember reading one story about a girl who fell down a well, and then, like, you know, she came back and, like, scared everybody else, you know, that scared the girls that tricked her into falling down, and it's like, very good writing right there.
No, some of these are amazing. Like what reminded me of it was when you talked about the whole falling feeling. Because there was one, and I'm not going to do it justice, but there was one where it's talking about, have you ever felt that feeling when you're asleep? You know, you feel like you're falling. Do you know what that is? Well, someone, you know, there have been studies done. It turns out that guardian angels actually stop you from falling into hell in the middle of sleep or whatever. And sometimes, every now and again, your guardian angel will drop you. And it was like, I didn't do it any justice, but the way they wrote it, and the way they presented it, there was that moment of like, holy crap, that's the creepiest thing I've ever read.
Actually, I'm going to agree on you, that just by you saying that, it's like, you know, me possibly falling into hell, as much as I would enjoy that, it would be kind of creepy.
But like, what really good ones do is they take that real aspect of your life, and they put a strange twist on it, and some of these are, like, scarier than any movie I've ever watched.
Agreed. And apparently it's called Creepypasta.
Yes.
If you have any of those, please share them with me on my YouTube page.
Oh, God, they're amazing.
I would appreciate that, I'm sorry. And we are going to end it here for today, everybody. I do, once again, thank you all for watching the Phantom Menace podcast. I am, once again, Phannom. This is once again Mr. Jolly from Phoenix Fire Gaming, aka Jolly Good Gaming, aka Mostly Harmless, aka, oh my god, he has too many fucking things.
I only have 3. Just come see me at jollygoodgaming.com, or youtube.com/jollygoodgaming.
And we appreciate you guys.
Leave me alone.
If you guys would like to ask any questions or have any ideas about future podcasts, please leave them in the comments, or if you have me on Facebook, message me on Facebook, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about everything. And
or if you want to be like his friend and bring up a point we didn't think about because we're idiots, or disprove us, let us know, because like that point about was it Jason Voorhees?
Yeah,
that was a real good point.
It really was, and I do appreciate Kyle mentioning that. And
totally didn't even think about that.
We did not.
And that would have settled the entire debate.
It would have. So
the podcast would have been 10 minutes long.
Damn, that would have sucked.
And mostly about my penis.
And mostly about you. All right. So before we get back on your penis, once again, everybody, thank you very much for watching or listening, whatever the case may be.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. And as always, happy gaming.
And as always,
that's my JGG sign out. Couldn't help myself.
And as always, hashtag watch more. Ha ha!